Your grocery store is selling you food that Europe refuses to allow on their shelves, not because of taste, because of safety. And if you're a senior with existing health conditions, these banned ingredients could be making your medical issues worse without you even knowing it. Walk through any American supermarket and you'll find products loaded with additives, preservatives, and chemicals that European countries have studied, evaluated, and completely banned. Why? Because the research shows these substances cause health problems, especially for older adults with compromised systems. Yet here in America, these same ingredients are in products marketed as healthy choices. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is documented science that led to legislative action across the European Union and individual countries like the UK, France, and Germany. They looked at the evidence and said no. American regulators looked at the same evidence and said yes, but only because the food industry lobbied hard to keep these profitable additives legal. Seniors, you need to pay attention to this. Your medications, your conditions, your age, all of these factors make you more vulnerable to the cumulative effects of these banned substances. Heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer risk, every one of these can be influenced by what's hiding in your grocery cart. Today, I'm counting down the 10 most dangerous foods and ingredients that Europe banned, but American grocery stores still sell freely. From breakfast cereals to deli meats to baked goods, these products are on your shelves right now. And stay until the end. We've got 5 bonus banned ingredients that seniors especially need to avoid. The bonus section reveals shocking additives and products you probably bought this week. Once you see what Europe refuses to allow, you'll be reading every label before it goes in your cart. Number 10. Potassium bromate in bread and baked goods. Let's start with something you probably ate today. That soft sandwich bread, those hamburger buns, that packaged coffee cake. Many contain potassium bromate, a dough conditioner that makes bread rise higher and gives it that fluffy texture. Europe banned it completely. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classified it as a possible human carcinogen. Here's what potassium bromate does. It strengthens dough, speeds up baking time, and makes bread whiter and fluffier. Sounds great for manufacturers who want to pump out more product faster. But studies in rats showed it caused kidney tumors, thyroid tumors, and cancer of the abdominal lining. That's why the UK, Canada, Brazil, and the entire European Union said absolutely not. American companies like to claim the bromate bakes off during cooking and therefore isn't harmful. But research shows measurable bromate residue remains in finished bread products, especially when baking times are shortened for commercial efficiency. Seniors eating bread daily are getting cumulative exposure to a substance other countries won't even allow in bakeries. For older adults with existing kidney issues, thyroid conditions, or cancer history, this is particularly concerning. Your body's ability to process and eliminate toxins decreases with age. Adding a known carcinogen to your daily toast isn't smart health management. Major brands still using potassium bromate include some versions of Wonder Bread, Nature's Own, and various store-brand sandwich breads. Check ingredient labels carefully. If you see potassium bromate or bromated flour, put it back. Europe figured this out decades ago. American seniors deserve the same protection. Number 9. RBGH dairy products. Moving to the dairy aisle. That milk, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream might contain recombinant bovine growth hormone, or RBGH, a synthetic hormone injected into cows to increase milk production. The European Union banned it in 1990. Canada, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand followed suit. America? Still allowing it freely. Here's the RBGH problem. When cows receive these synthetic growth hormones, they produce more milk but also develop more udder infections, requiring increased antibiotic use. Those antibiotics end up in the milk supply. Additionally, RBGH milk contains higher levels of insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, which studies have linked to increased cancer risk, particularly breast, prostate, and colorectal cancers. For seniors already managing cancer risk or with family histories of these cancers, consuming elevated IGF-1 daily through dairy products is unnecessary exposure. European regulators looked at the science and decided the cancer risk outweighed any economic benefit to dairy farmers. American regulators chose corporate profits over consumer safety. The dairy industry fought hard to keep RBGH legal and even tried to prevent labeling that would inform consumers about RBGH-free products. They know people would avoid it if they understood the risks. Seniors, you need to specifically look for labels that say RBGH free, RBST free, or no artificial growth hormones. If the label doesn't specify, assume it contains RBGH. Brands like Organic Valley, Horizon Organic, and many store brands now offer RBGH free options because consumer pressure forced the issue. But plenty of conventional dairy products still contain it. Your daily glass of milk shouldn't increase cancer risk. Europe agrees. America should too. Number 8. Nitrites and nitrates in processed meats. That deli ham, bacon, hot dogs, and pepperoni contains sodium nitrite and sodium nitrate, preservatives that give processed meats their pink color and prevent bacterial growth. Sounds useful until you learn what happens in your body. When nitrites combine with amino acids during cooking or digestion, they form nitrosamines, powerful carcinogens linked to colorectal, stomach, and pancreatic cancers. Europe hasn't completely banned nitrites yet, but they've established much stricter limits than America and require warning labels on products containing them. Several European countries are actively working toward complete phase-out. Denmark already banned certain nitrite additives in organic products. Norway heavily restricts them. For seniors, this matters tremendously. Colorectal cancer risk increases with age. Adding nitrosamine exposure through daily processed meat consumption significantly raises that risk. The World Health Organization classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco. Yet American grocery stores sell them without warnings. Former employees from major meat processors have revealed that companies use the maximum allowable nitrite levels because it's cheaper than alternative preservation methods. They're not using the minimum necessary, they're using the maximum permitted because it extends shelf life and maintains that appealing pink color consumers expect. If you're eating bacon for breakfast, deli turkey for lunch, and pepperoni pizza for dinner, you're getting triple dosed with nitrites daily. Your digestive system is constantly forming carcinogenic nitrosamines. Europe saw the cancer research and took action. American seniors need to read labels and choose nitrite-free alternatives. They exist. Applegate, Pedersen's Natural Farms, and other brands offer nitrite-free options. Choose them every time. Number 7. Brominated vegetable oil, BVO, in sodas and sports drinks. Check the ingredient list on your favorite citrus soda or sports drink. If you see brominated vegetable oil, BVO, you're drinking something Europe banned decades ago. BVO contains bromine, a chemical element used in flame retardants. Yes, flame retardants. Beverage companies add it to citrus-flavored drinks to keep the flavoring from separating and floating to the top. Here's what bromine does to your body. It accumulates in fatty tissues and competes with iodine, potentially disrupting thyroid function. Studies have linked BVO consumption to memory loss, skin lesions, nerve disorders, and developmental issues. High doses caused bromine toxicity with symptoms including fatigue, loss of muscle coordination, and psychiatric symptoms. For seniors managing thyroid conditions, which become more common with age, BVO consumption directly interferes with proper thyroid function. Your medication is trying to regulate your thyroid while this banned chemical is actively disrupting it. That's medical sabotage in a bottle. The beverage industry claims the amounts used are too small to cause harm. Then why did Europe ban it? Why did India, Japan, and over 100 countries prohibit its use in beverages? Because the science shows cumulative exposure causes problems, especially in populations drinking multiple BVO-containing beverages daily. Major brands that used BVO include some varieties of Mountain Dew, Gatorade, Powerade, and Fresca. After public pressure, some removed it. But check labels carefully. Reformulations aren't universal across all products and regions. If you see brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, put it back immediately. No senior needs flame retardant chemicals disrupting their thyroid function. Number 6. Azodicarbonamide in bread products. Back to the bread aisle for another chemical Europe refuses to allow. Azodicarbonamide, try saying that 5 times fast, is a dough conditioner used to bleach flour and improve dough elasticity. It's also used to make yoga mats and shoe soles. The same chemical in your sneakers is in your sandwich bread. Europe said absolutely not. America, still completely legal. When azodicarbonamide breaks down during baking, it forms semicarbazide and urethane, both recognized carcinogens. Animal studies showed lung tumors and respiratory issues from azodicarbonamide exposure. The UK Health and Safety Executive classified it as a potential cause of asthma. Australia banned it. Singapore fines companies and imprisons people who use it in food. American bread manufacturers claim the amounts used are minimal and safe. Then why does Singapore threaten jail time? Obviously, they see a serious health risk that American regulators are ignoring. For seniors with respiratory issues, asthma, or lung conditions, eating azodicarbonamide daily could be worsening your symptoms without you realizing the source. Subway got caught using azodicarbonamide in their bread after a food blogger's petition went viral. They eventually removed it, but only after massive public pressure and only in some countries. Many American bread brands still use it freely because it's cheap and effective at making dough more workable for industrial baking. Check for azodicarbonamide on ingredient labels. It might also be listed as ADA or under its E number E927. If you see it, avoid it. Europe protects their citizens from eating yoga mat chemicals. American seniors deserve the same protection. Choose breads without this additive. Number 5. Artificial food dyes. Yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40. Walk down the cereal aisle, the candy aisle, the snack aisle. All those bright colors, the neon orange cheese crackers, the vibrant blue sports drinks, the rainbow-colored cereals, contain artificial dyes that Europe requires warning labels for, and many European manufacturers have voluntarily removed entirely. The concerning dyes are yellow 5, tartrazine, yellow 6, sunset yellow, and red 40, allura red. Studies have linked these petroleum-based dyes to hyperactivity in children, allergic reactions, and possible cancer risk. The European Food Safety Authority reviewed the evidence and now requires products containing these dyes to carry warnings. May have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. For seniors, the concern isn't hyperactivity, it's the cumulative cancer risk and allergic potential. Red 40 has been shown to trigger immune system tumors in mice. Yellow 5 can cause severe allergic reactions in people sensitive to aspirin. Yellow 6 contained cancer-causing contaminants. These are in products marketed as family-friendly treats. Former food industry chemists have revealed that these synthetic dyes are cheaper than natural alternatives like beet juice, turmeric, or spirulina extract. That's the only reason companies use them. It's not about superior color or stability, it's about profit margins. European companies prove natural dyes work perfectly fine. Major American brands using these dyes include Kraft Mac and Cheese, Skittles, M&Ms, many breakfast cereals, and countless processed snacks. Some companies sell different formulations in Europe without the artificial dyes and keep the American versions loaded with them. You're getting the inferior, riskier version. Read labels and choose products with natural colorings instead. Number 4. Ractopamine in pork and beef. Here's one most Americans don't even know exists. Ractopamine is a drug given to pigs, cattle, and turkeys to increase muscle mass and reduce fat. Basically, steroids for livestock. About 60–80% of American pigs receive ractopamine before slaughter. The European Union banned it entirely. So did China, Russia, and over 160 countries. America, still freely permitted. Ractopamine works by redirecting nutrients toward muscle growth rather than fat deposition, creating leaner meat. Sounds great for consumers wanting lean protein, except ractopamine residue remains in the meat you eat, and studies show it can cause cardiovascular problems, hyperactivity, chromosomal abnormalities, and behavioral changes. For seniors managing heart conditions, high blood pressure, or taking cardiovascular medications, consuming ractopamine residue adds unnecessary stress to your system. The drug increases heart rate and can cause palpitations. Your cardiologist prescribes medication to regulate your heart while your dinner is delivering a drug that stresses it. That's counterproductive health management. The livestock industry claims ractopamine is safe because most of it is excreted before slaughter. But most isn't all. Residues remain in meat, particularly in organs. Some countries ban American pork entirely because of ractopamine use. China refuses imports. The EU refuses imports. They've looked at the same safety data American regulators claim is fine and reached the opposite conclusion. You can't tell by looking at meat whether it contains ractopamine. Conventional pork and beef likely contain it. Your only protection is buying organic or certified ractopamine-free meat. Labels might say no growth promotants or raised without ractopamine. If it doesn't specify, assume it's there. Europe protects their citizens. American seniors need to protect themselves. Number 3. Potassium iodate in bread and baked goods. Another bread additive Europe refuses. Potassium iodate is a dough conditioner used to strengthen dough and speed up oxidation. The European Union completely prohibited it after studies showed it caused thyroid dysfunction, metabolic disruption, and potential carcinogenic effects. Potassium iodate works similarly to potassium bromate, but affects the thyroid differently. Too much iodine overwhelms thyroid function, particularly in people already managing thyroid conditions. For seniors taking thyroid medication for hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, dietary potassium iodate interferes with careful hormone regulation. The bakery industry loves potassium iodate because it makes dough more predictable and reduces rising time, increasing production efficiency. They prioritize speed over safety. European bakers figured out how to make excellent bread without it. American bakers just don't want to. It's cheaper and faster to keep using a banned chemical than to reformulate. Research in China showed populations consuming high levels of iodine from various sources experienced increased thyroid disorders. While potassium iodate isn't the only iodine source, it's an unnecessary addition to people already getting adequate iodine from iodized salt and seafood. Seniors with thyroid issues don't need bread actively working against their treatment. Check ingredient labels for potassium iodate or its E number E917. Many bread brands use it, especially conventional sandwich breads, hamburger buns, and commercial baked goods. Choose breads that don't list it. Your thyroid will thank you. Europe figured this out. Time for American seniors to catch up. Number 2. BHA and BHT preservatives. Butylated hydroxyanisole, BHA, and butylated hydroxytoluene, BHT, are synthetic antioxidants added to cereals, chips, preserved meats, and baked goods to prevent rancidity and extend shelf life. Europe severely restricts their use. The National Institutes of Health list BHA as reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. BHT has been linked to liver and kidney damage. These preservatives accumulate in body fat. Studies showed they disrupted hormone function, caused developmental problems in animals, and increased cancer risk in laboratory tests. The European Union allows only minimal amounts in very limited applications with strict warnings. Many European manufacturers have voluntarily eliminated them entirely. For seniors with existing liver or kidney conditions, BHA and BHT consumption adds unnecessary stress to already compromised organs. Your liver is trying to filter medications and metabolic waste. Adding synthetic preservatives forces extra detoxification, work your aging organs don't need. It's like asking a struggling engine to run on contaminated fuel. Former food scientists have revealed that natural alternatives like vitamin E, tocopherols, work just as effectively as BHA and BHT for preventing rancidity. The only reason companies still use the synthetic versions is cost. Natural vitamin E costs more. So American consumers get the cheaper, riskier preservatives, while Europeans get safer options. Major products containing BHA and BHT include many breakfast cereals, potato chips, vegetable oils, and packaged baked goods. Check ingredient lists carefully. If you see BHA, BHT, E320, or E321, avoid it. Choose products preserved with natural tocopherols instead. Your liver and kidneys deserve better treatment. Number 1. Chlorine-washed chicken. Here's the banned food practice that might shock you most. About 97% of American chickens are washed with chlorine after slaughter to kill bacteria like Salmonella. The European Union banned this practice entirely. Not because the chlorine wash itself is necessarily dangerous, but because it masks poor hygiene standards throughout the production process. Europe's reasoning is brilliant. They said if you need to chemically disinfect chicken with chlorine, your farming and processing conditions are too filthy. Fix the hygiene problem, don't mask it with chemical washes. American chicken producers have lower hygiene standards because they know chlorine wash will kill surface bacteria at the end. It's treating the symptom while ignoring the disease. For seniors with weakened immune systems, the issue isn't just chlorine residue, It's that chicken raised and processed under lower hygiene standards may contain antibiotic-resistant bacteria that survive the chlorine wash. You're eating meat from factory farms that prioritize speed and efficiency over cleanliness, gambling that the chemical bath caught everything. The chlorine washing also allows producers to hide problems. Spoiled meat, chlorine wash. Cross-contamination during processing, chlorine wash. Poor refrigeration during transport, chlorine wash. Everything gets the same chemical treatment regardless of underlying problems. European consumers get chicken from farms held to higher hygiene standards from start to finish. You can't avoid chlorine-washed chicken unless you buy organic or imported chicken from countries with higher standards. Conventional American chicken has been chlorinated. The US and EU actually blocked trade deals over this issue because Europe refused to accept American chicken. They consider it substandard. American seniors are eating what Europe rejects. Bonus section: 5 more banned ingredients. Seniors must avoid. We're not done. Here are 5 more banned substances that American grocery stores sell freely. Bonus 1. Bromated flour in baked goods. Any flour labeled bromated contains potassium bromate we discussed earlier. Some brands specifically market bromated flour for home baking. Avoid it completely. Use unbromated flour like King Arthur or Bob's Red Mill. Bonus 2. Olestra olein in fat-free chips. This synthetic fat substitute was partially banned in Europe. It causes digestive issues, prevents absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, and can lead to vitamin deficiencies, particularly dangerous for seniors. Products still using it must carry warnings. Skip the fat-free chips. Bonus 3. Arsenic in rice. Products American rice contains higher arsenic levels than European imports allow. Seniors eating rice daily, rice crackers, rice cereals, rice milk accumulate dangerous arsenic levels. Choose imported rice from Europe or limit consumption and rinse rice thoroughly before cooking. Bonus 4. High fructose corn. Syrup everywhere. While not completely banned in Europe, HFCS is rarely used because European sugar policies make it economically unviable. American products are loaded with it. It contributes to diabetes, obesity, and metabolic syndrome, all increasing with age. Read every label and avoid HFCS. Bonus 5. Trans fats in baked goods and margarine. The FDA banned artificial trans fats, but allowed a compliance period and loopholes remain. Products with less than 0.5 g per serving can list 0 g trans fat while still containing partially hydrogenated oils. Check ingredient lists, not just nutrition labels. Any partially hydrogenated oil means trans fats are present. Conclusion: the solution. You've now seen 10 banned foods plus 5 bonus ingredients that Europe refuses to allow, but American grocery stores sell freely. The pattern is clear: European regulators prioritize consumer health over food industry profits. American regulators do the opposite. They approve substances other countries ban and call it freedom. Seniors, you're the most vulnerable demographic. Your kidneys and liver don't filter toxins as efficiently. Your immune system can't fight off contamination as well. Your existing health conditions make you more susceptible to the cumulative effects of these banned substances. Every shopping trip is a minefield of chemicals that could worsen your health. The solution isn't complicated, but it requires diligence. Read every ingredient label. Choose organic when possible, especially for meat, dairy, and produce. Buy bread from bakeries using simple ingredients. Select nitrite-free processed meats. Avoid artificial dyes, synthetic preservatives, and chlorinated chicken. Buy imported products when available. European standards are stricter. Support brands that voluntarily remove harmful additives, even when American regulations allow them. Vote with your wallet for companies that prioritize your health over their profit margins. Share this information with other seniors who deserve to know what's in their food. Form shopping groups that research brands together. Hold retailers accountable by asking why they stock products Europe refuses to allow. Demand better treatment and safer products. Now do me a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the hidden menu and tell us in the comments. Were you aware of these banned ingredients? Will you change what you buy at the grocery store? At the hidden menu, we believe in food safety, transparency, and equal protection for all consumers regardless of where they live. Stop accepting lower standards than Europe demands.
And remember, the truth is not always on the menu.